shoes and you throw them on the floor. Dance in the kitchen till the morning light. Louisiana Saturday night.
Hello and welcome to A Gypsy Kiss. It's Humpday, Hoedown, and I'm Shelley Carney.
In the moonlight, Louisiana Saturday night. Well, you get down the fiddle.
And I'm Toby Younis. Thanks for joining us tonight. We got some emails to read, some text messages to read, some voicemails, and people are just going to call in and crow like roosters, I believe. So we're going to play some rooster music.
Guess what day it is? Julie. Huh? Julie. Guess what day it is? Julie. Huh? Julie. Mike. What day is it, Mike? Come on, I know you can hear me. Anybody? Huh? Woo-hoo! Mike. What day is it, Mike? Anybody? Julie. Huh? Julie. Hey, guess what day it is? Julie. Oh, come on, I know you can hear me. Mike. What day is it, Mike? Leslie, guess what today is?
It's Hump Day.
Hump Day.
Hump Day.
So one quick little thing for those of you that are Fenn tubers and use OBS. Windows updated today. Windows 10 updated today. And if you have OBS, you're going to find that your audio is way off. It's that low thing that happened about 2 months ago when they did another update. Until they fix it, you've got to go to the gain filter and raise your gain all the way up. Otherwise, you're going to have zero in the way of audio if you're using OBS. So
let us know if...
Yeah, if you can't hear us, you tell us right now because we can explain why you can't hear us. You won't be able to hear us explain it, but we can't explain it. All right, let me deal with some...
Housekeeping, you want towel?
We do. I would like some towels. Do you have some? Oh, thank you. Towels. So first of all, make sure that before you leave tonight, you like this video because YouTube likes it when you like our videos. Share it with your family, friends, neighbors, business associate, secret lovers, and everybody on your social network list. And then last but not least, if you're not already a subscriber, this would be a good time to subscribe. Why? Because you're not going to get an image better than that from anybody else, right? And who's going to have a crow in the background? And
Mickey the Crow.
Mickey the Crow.
Oh, Mickey, you're so fun. You're so fun. You blow my mind. Hey, Mickey. Hey, Mickey.
And what's the second half of that? Oh, if you do subscribe, ring the notifications bell, and that way, when we announce or schedule a live stream, or when we start a live stream, you'll be immediately informed, and you can feel like you are
in the know.
Because you will be it'll be in your brain cells. Okay, and then last but not least, what do I feel like I'm kind of loud here, dude?
I know, I was feeling a little...
It looks okay on there. We're okay over there. Go ahead.
Yeah.
And last but not least...
We have a couple of ways you can get our attention tonight. So if you would like to send a message to us, some of the people in the room, especially Greg Keller, have already shown you the @ Gypsies with an apostrophe S, Kiss. And that's how you would type our name in so that it highlights it for us in orange and we can see it. If you don't like that, then you can always do the super chat by clicking on the grayed out $sign at the bottom of the chat, and that will highlight it up in a big box for you. What?
Stylized.
Yeah, that. Anyway, it looks like a stylized $sign, and you can click on that. Matt Bear has also shown us how to write @ A Gypsy's Kiss. Sounds good. So thank you for demonstrating that. And also, if you don't want either one of those options, you can text us at 866-597-9901, and we will get to it this evening.
So I think tonight, we've got some long emails. I think we'll do text messages tonight, then we'll go back to the room. Is that okay?
Texts first.
Let me turn off, just a minute, make sure the caller thing is set up.
All right. And
Give me 1 second.
while Toby's
Keep-
doing that,
Keep using up some time.
I'm going to tell you something fun and exciting that I've been working on for the past couple of weeks. I have created for the softer side, for all of you who miss the softer side and being a part of that softer side community, I have created an online place for us to gather. There is a place with free content, including videos and blog posts and free ebooks and all kinds of goodies in there, and it's continuing to grow every day. And on the other side of that room is a special membership group for men only, and it's called the Tool Shed. And I'll be talking about that more and more throughout the week, but if you're interested, I will put a link at the bottom of or in the description box below, and you can click on that and visit and check out all the free stuff and think about maybe if you want to be a part of the Softer Side Tool Shed membership group for men only, except for me. I'll
The
be only
Tool
woman in
Shed.
there.
Yes, Greg Keller. Yes, the Tool Shed.
Yes,
Yeah, because it's a place for men.
it's a place for men to
And
get tools.
I will be joining you all in the Tool Shed as one of the members,
Yeah.
as opposed to one of the life coaches.
Right.
We only have one life coach in this room, and that would be.
Cause girls like you round all the guys like me to sound down when I come through. I need a girl like you, yeah, yeah. Girls like you, my final, yeah, me too. What I want when I come through. I need a girl like you, yeah, yeah.
Ah, that's so pretty. I love that song. K-Pro, and a place for women to understand men better. Men are tools. Yes,
Love
Grizzly Bear, we treat them
tools.
as tools.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, K-Pro, if I get enough requests from the ladies, then I will also start a ladies group. But we'll see how that is, if we get any requests for that.
And then kind of the last announcement before we get started with things tonight is, don't forget on Saturday, Christy, K-Pro, and Mike, Calazars, are holding a FenTuber marathon from 12 noon to 9 p.m. Pacific time. And we're scheduled to be on at 2 p.m. our time, 1 p.m. Pacific time. So we'll be on for about an hour, just answering questions and talking with folks. And this is your opportunity if you really want to take advantage of what K-Pro, because I don't think they have any blocked people. So it might be a good chance to go in and raise some hell, if you know what I'm saying. If you know what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Well, we certainly will.
Yeah. So, because we were going to be together, Kevin has to work on Saturday, so Shelley and I decided. That's, remember,
Mickey!
this afternoon when Bird from North Carolina said he was talking to us and I could hear his crow in the back, the crow cawing in the background. And I said, why is a crow cawing in the background? He says, that's his pet. So he sent us a picture. The pet's name is Mickey the Crow. How cool is that? I'm not a pet person, so the least I wouldn't have a bird.
I didn't even know that crows could be pets.
I didn't either.
So,
I mean, they're hard to get close to. If you've ever been out and you've tried to catch a crow,
well, those are wild ones. I guess he must have tamed this one, or I don't know.
he lassoed him and then tamed him.
I don't know.
He rode him hard, left him wet, put him away.
Now
wet.
you're getting dirty.
Okay, sorry. Okay, did I do housekeeping already?
Hey, Joel Lewicki's in the room.
Hey, Joel.
He has a question.
Oh, he does? What's his question?
With all the things people have come up with and suggested as solutions, why does Forrest keep insinuating there is something all searchers are missing, and what could it be?
Really, it does make you crazy, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You'd think he would have put it all in the poem so that we wouldn't have to worry about. In addition to that, what if he had passed away in 2010 before he started talking about this one thing? Then we wouldn't know that there was a one thing. We'd be stuck with the poem. You raise it from a hatchling, says Lydia.
I see.
Hmm.
Hatchling.
Well, yeah, but at some point you had
Chick.
to have a couple of crows, and they had the crow thing, so you could have
Well, they
hatchling.
could have had a nest, and then somebody
Oh, you
shot
can
their
dig it up.
parents
Okay,
or
all right, got it.
something, or they
Okay.
ran off or something. I don't know.
Not that I don't know how crows. do it.
Crows are the geniuses of the bird family.
Oh, didn't know that.
I didn't know that either. But they are a
Probably
very
picked
large
that dude.
bird.
Oh, interesting. He says probably picked that dude, meaning bird.
Not as big as an ostrich, but They're pretty good size.
instead of the other way around. So they chose him to be their pet too. Okay, time for some text messages.
Why can you never go hungry in the desert?
Because
of all the sandwiches there.
What is this? Stand-up amateur night? What? Okay. You ready for some text messages? Okay. So this is Larry from Texas. Do you have a list of states to coincide with the months?
No, most people won't tell us their states.
Oh, or is he referring to our list of
No, I would imagine.
treasure finders?
Yeah.
Oh, no, Larry, we don't.
Cynthia
we don't-
says Wyoming. That's all we know.
Yeah,
The
Yeah,
rest
we've
of
heard-
them won't tell us their states.
yeah. If you'd like to add that when you decide when you're going to find the treasure, like if you're going to find it at the end of the month, and you want to tell us your state, we're open to that. I don't think it hurts to tell them your state. I mean, what difference?
It's an entire state.
Exactly.
Well, actually, in New Mexico, it would only be part of the state,
That's
north
true.
of Santa Fe.
That's the big advantage we have in New Mexico is we only have to look on the top half of the top quarter of the state. Okay, this is from. Hang on, let me see.
What is
his
your
name.
life like when you are not here? Well, join my club and you will find out. Larry Sandell.
So remember that when you text us a message, please include your name and at least your first name and the state from which you are texting, so that we can say hello to you. Okay, I will break down. Oh, this is from our friend Joe Treasure Hunter. Okay, so Joe Treasure Hunter is planning on being on tonight. Well, I'm going to limit his time though, because I don't want him to take the whole show. Here's what he's committing to tonight. I will break down the entire poem Wednesday. I will give everything but the degrees. The water is too muddy. Without the degrees, it will be impossible to go, new line, straight to it. And that includes the key word. It's going to share everything. How to find the treasure in a pool of acid, from what I can tell.
Oh, is that Joe?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, voicemail.
Hey, Toby. This is Chris Hurst out of Cody. Give me a
Cody.
call back. I got something interesting you might want to be interested in.
Oh, no. Don't give your phone number
Don't-
to us on your voicemail.
Do not leave your phone number on your voicemail. Chris, I don't call back, but if you want to call in tonight and talk about whatever you want to talk about, we'll be happy to do that. And then he says, and then it leaves a text message and it says, Chris, math didn't lie.
All right.
So I guess he's referring to mathematics because I don't know anyone named Math. This is from our friend in Texas, Clayton Watson. Hey, Toby, Clayton, we should talk about the spot I had in Colorado last year. It was pretty close to where you and Shelley were. I think it's logistically too hard for it to be the place, but man, was it gorgeous and slightly dangerous, but totally worth it for the views. Drone shots, just tell me where, because I'm going to put drone shots. I want cool, mountain-looking, kind of fenny drone shots so I can put in my living room. So,
Thomas Sawyer. Because an 80-year-old can go into a pool of acid, no problem.
yeah. Voicemail.
Hey, Toby, this is Michael Flanagan. I'm new to the chase, and I've got a lot of information off your show, and I appreciate you broadcasting. And my personal solve was in Yellowstone, having looked at the poem objectively. So I wonder what your thoughts are on that. Look forward to hearing from you. Thank you.
Oh, that's so hard when somebody calls. They're a new searcher. They want to. All right, we did some research. We did some surveys, and the surveys indicated that 36% of searchers believe it's in Yellowstone, and 38%ers. Shit. 38% of searchers believe it's in New Mexico. The remaining, let's see, what is that? 20% are equally divided between Wyoming, Montana, and Colorado. So I guess my answer to your question is based on statistical analysis, it is just as likely to be in Yellowstone as it is in New Mexico, fudging a couple of points there, and less likely to be anyplace else. That's what the statistics tell me, and that's the only evidence I have because I don't know where the treasure is.
Joel says, oh, well, I was going to add to that. Also, we broke it down according to the thrill of the chase, how often he talked about each of the 4 treasure states, and most of his stories took place in Vietnam.
Oh, Vietnam. Then New Mexico, sorry.
But that's not a treasure state. But the second place was New Mexico.
I need to pop out the chat here.
Not Yellowstone, as everybody seems to think, because he spent his childhood there. And most of the books about the Yellowstone, it's not. Mostly about Yellowstone.
Not to bore you to death, but we've done several videos on the topic of where we think the treasure is and why. And you can go back and look at those videos. We end up in New Mexico. We tried Colorado once, Browns Canyon, and we tried Wyoming once, Lander, and we just came back to New Mexico. So we're biased, I guess, and we're from New Mexico, so it's easy to go and do that.
Yeah, there's lots of reasons we think it's in New Mexico. Joel, I did make that video myself, so thank you.
Oh, your most recent one?
The one we did for the intro for the text messages.
Yeah, I'm glad Joel likes it. Okay, hey Toby and Shelley, I've been in Butte, Montana many times last year. Many times last year. Check out that area of Berkeley Pit. Impossible and also toxic to go in. Walk around it, nothing out there that looks like Fenn area. Nice area though, very peaceful. Rob from Chicago. So that's another, he's talking about that place where Joe Treasure Hunter insists that the treasure is hidden in a boiling pit of moss.
I don't think it was boiling, it was just acid.
Voicemail.
Right.
If Fenn's most valuable object is the arrowhead that he found when he was 9, why is it not in the chest? Thank you very much.
Sure.
Is it not in the chest?
That is.
Do we know that it's not?
We don't. First of all,
has he shown it to anybody?
I would just like to comment on that accent. I'm going to play that again. I just love that.
Is that Texas?
No, it sounds further south than Texas.
If Fenn's most valuable object is the arrowhead that he found when he was 9, why is it not in the chest?
Actually,
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. That could be Texas. Beautiful accent. I love accents. I used to study
maybe
that.
It's Tennessee. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. We do not know that the arrowhead is not in the chest. But if it is not,
somebody knows that. Has anybody had Fenn show you the arrowhead he found when he was 9?
Right. He does occasionally show people. Oh, he does show it. It's not in the chest.
Oh, okay.
Because people have seen it.
And he didn't put it in there because it is his most valuable possession, and he already regretted putting in the
bracelet.
Silver and turquoise bracelet, he says.
Yeah, so I think the difference between the arrowhead and all the other objects he put in is the arrowhead he found himself while searching for arrowheads when he was 9 years old. All the other objects he purchased outright. I mean, he purchased.
I thought he
and in
found
some
one
cases,
of the rings in there. There was a ring or something in there that he had found.
The one with the emerald?
Yeah. Anyway. But
have to go back to the story.
when he was 9 and he was with his dad and he was searching for arrowheads, and I think it's all the memories that are attached to it more than just the object itself.
Yeah, if I was hiding a treasure chest, I would not put my collection of ties in it because I love these ties.
Nobody would want them anyway.
Man, does anybody want those ugly ties? Okay, I believe that's it for text messages.
Alrighty.
Phone lines are still not on, but we're going to get to that point. Either you want to go say hi to the room? Mm-hmm. Can you do it from there?
Mm-hmm.
I can go back before. Oh, it only goes to 7-Eleven. Isn't that weird?
I should be able to get back to 7:03.
Oh, good. That's better than me.
Well, let's say hello to our friends in the room with a little video.
Oh, hello to friends in the room.
Help from the other side.
We're glad you're here.
That's right. So let's say hello to our friends. Tony Driver, hey. Thomas Sawyer. K-Pro's in the room. Virginia Mann. Oh, K-Pro has her own song.
Confidence.
That's right. Virginia Mann, Alan Kay. Is Alan Kay of a song? Oh, okay. Greg Keller. Jungle Cruiser. Czar 334. Silver Fox. William Goswick. And if we don't have a song for you, it's because Toby threw his list away. So you're going to have to remind us what you wanted. So that's where we're at. We did get some new songs on there tonight. We're going to play those for you when we get those names. But if we don't have you because Toby threw the list away, then you'll have to just remind us again.
Go ahead and finish hammering in the nails. I'm okay. I'm okay.
And then we have William. William has a song. Blaze of Glory, Donna Buchholz, 23 Monarcha.
23
Listen
Monarcha.
up, new song.
This is, you can thank Shelley for this.
To everything, turn, turn, turn. There is a season, turn, turn, turn.
I like
It was as close to biblical as we can get when we did a search.
I like that song. Let's see. We have Matt Bear, Jim Siri, Finders Keepers, and Davio. Okay.
Because Davio is uniquely qualified for that song.
We have To North. To
North. We need a
North.
Viking song for him.
Right.
To North.
Okay.
Oh, wait.
It's almost
All
got
I
the
wanted
word
to do-
turn in there. It's
I
To
just want
North.
To North.
It's-
I just
yeah.
wanted to change the
Turn
color on
North.
there.
Yeah, okay. Anyway.
Anywho.
AJ Rainville's here. Man in the Park.
Hey, don't forget AJ Rainville Monday night. He has his own YouTube channel in the name of AJ Rainville, and he does riddles. So we got him over. I say we, the Fenn community, FenTuber community, got him over 100 subscribers last week. I don't know where he's at now, but let's go for 200.
All right. We have Christian Turner.
Christian Turner.
Turn, turn, turn.
No, it's like they have a Christian on the spit. And they're just
I don't know where you get these ideas from.
I don't know, just-
Wayne Ross. The bird is in the room.
the bird.
The bird is the word.
Mickey is in the
Bird,
room.
bird, bird. A bird is the word. We have Glenna Friedman.
Hmm.
We have Tamara Lamb from Connecticut.
Oh, what a pretty name, Tamara Lamb.
Grizzly Bear. So we have a lamb and a bear.
They should stay away from each other.
I think I said Greg Keller, the tamale in the tool shed.
Tamale in the tool shed.
World famous gamer in the room.
WFG, brother.
The sassy.
The sassy, and not just the sassy, our sassy.
All right. Chuck Denny from North Carolina. And he does not have a pet bird.
He does not?
He says he doesn't.
Well, apparently it's very difficult. You have to hatch the things.
Tony Driver's here, along with DIY Dave and Charles Chapman.
Charles Chapman. Oh, Charles is one I owe to. So I know, Charles, you wanted one for Janet. And it was the Ride of the Valkyries. I do remember that, Wagner. And I went looking for it on karaoke dash version, and I couldn't find it. So if you have a link to it on karaoke version, send me the link.
It has to be a cover version, like tag us when we do the original.
Yeah. YouTube doesn't, they like us when you share it, but they don't like it when we're playing originals.
Yeah. We have GL Cannon from H-Town.
We have an email from GL.
Is that Houston?
I don't know.
H-Town?
I guess.
H-Town. Starts
Let's
with
see.
an H, I'm guessing.
What else has an H in it?
Chuck-
Harper's Ferry,
That's pretty small.
Harrisonburg, Pennsylvania.
Maybe. Harrisburg.
But we have an email from him that I'm going to read tonight.
All right. Chuck Denny, Sakar.
Sakar. Oh, you know what?
We don't have a Sakar.
Right down, scroll.
Sakar, what's his song?
Sakar, what's your song?
Then we have Hush Whisper,
We're getting emails. Jumping.
Larry Sandell, Salty Dog, John Edo, Lydia D. Lydia,
That sounds like
Lydia,
that.
oh, have you seen Lydia?
Don't women with the name Lydia sound mysterious to
Lydia,
you
the
automatically?
tattooed lady. S.J. Kent is here. Wingman is here. Digital Treasure Maps.
Does Finn ever talk about his wingman? I don't think I've ever heard him mention his wingman.
Not that I know about. Marty Bird. Another bird. Marty.
He's
Marty
a
Bird.
B-Y-R-D, right?
He's a what?
B-Y-R-D?
Yes.
Bird? Yeah.
Yes. Jan Allen. Hard to Google to find out how to solve the clues when every time you Google something, it takes you to other opinions on the clues.
That's exactly what happened. That started like in 2013. As a matter of fact, some of the stuff that you'll find is stuff that I've written about, and they're all my opinions. Yeah.
Did I
Google-
say Steve Wayne yet?
No.
Okay,
Just
Steve
now
Wayne.
you just said.
Well, it's Wayne Ross and Steve Wayne, and I kind of get them mixed up in my head. And we have SMS 1949, along with Mr. T.
Oh, 1949. That's what year I was born. So SMS, I wonder if he was born too.
Glenna Friedman, I think I said the name. Bo Walker. Did we get Bo Walker?
No, we didn't get one
okay.
Did Bo ask for one?
I don't
He probably
remember.
did.
I don't remember. See,
Probably.
you
Bo,
have to
what's your
remind
song?
us.
I've got like two more I can.
Ander Haven is here. Why do crows fly south for the winter? Because it's too far to walk. Do we have any laughter
That's a
buttons?
snorter. Oh yeah, we do. Wait. No, we don't have laughter.
I must have got rid of the laughter one.
We do
Pizza.
have AM.
Oh, that'll work. Pizza Smashing Irish. May, New Mexico. Are you definitely going to go get the treasure and bring it back in May? Pizza Smashing Irish? Let me know and I'll put your name down
Okay.
for sure. I didn't want to write it unless you were aware of the strictures of being on the list. It means you have to bring the treasure home. All right. Odorous Gnome. And who else do we have? Jan Allen, I think I said that one. Joel Lewicki.
Joe Lewicki.
But I still haven't found what I'm looking for.
He keeps on looking though.
But I still haven't found.
Never give up. Never say die. All right. We have grizzly bear. I think I said grizzly bear a couple times. A bear and a lamb. 23 Monarch. I said that one. Road Trip Raj. Road Trip Raj. That's a new name. I haven't seen that one before. Does Forrest Fenn frequent collected bookworms for book signings? It's collected bookworks.
Collected bookworms.
And
That's cute.
He does occasionally go there to meet people rather than meeting them in his home. So that's all I know about it.
And he does show up there every once in a while just to sign, the books that have come in.
That's true.
So he does.
Cynthia
but there is
mentioned
no.
that. He does
I don't
sometimes
know
do that.
necessarily that there's a schedule associated with it. And I think if you were to ask that question of collected works, they would not give you a clear answer.
Bill Cross is here from Texas. Ross B. Illinois Ghost is here.
Hey, Rick. How are you doing? Nice to see you in the room.
Hush Whisper.
He was on an interesting video. He and Jason Dent did an interesting video
Oh.
last week, just chatting about the things. The things.
David, and I don't know how I'm going to mess this up, or what is Jauch? Jouch?
Jauch.
Jouch?
Well, Could be Youch.
Youch?
Youch.
Or Youch?
Youch.
So, we're trying, David. Sorry. How can it possibly be any place but New Mexico? I know, right?
So you are preaching to the proverbial choir right there. Dick.
We have who else? Digital Treasure Maps. And let's see if I see any new names. Pushing this up to the top. Do you see any new names?
April 3rd, the intro video clip that Shelley did for the text messages portion of A Gypsy's Kiss. Did a great job choosing the texts. Oh, yeah, she did.
Thanks.
They're cute little texts.
I see Joshua Davidson is in the room.
Mm-hmm.
Lavender Blonde.
Did you say Ellen K?
I think I did at the beginning. But that's okay. You could say it again. Mark Connor's here. And... oh, stuck. There we go. Stacy Schmeier. Rusty Nipples. Denise Bagley.
We have a letter from Rusty Nipples that we're going to read too.
Oh, we just got a cha-ching.
Where?
At the bottom from Joshua Davidson for
Thank you,
$1. Joshua, let us know if you have a question. And thank you. Brad Rhodes. Is Davio22 the lead long hair searcher? I don't know. I have long hair.
Who's on your list? And I can tell you.
Davio's in May.
Davio, Bo, short hair, Rudy. I don't know about Robert. Clayton Watson's a short hair. And Cynthia's got hair shorter than Davio. Wait.
Mitzi.
Greg Keller says, Toby, putting a special request from my boss. Save saying hello to the room until after 22:10 Eastern so I can hear more content before departing. So that, what's 22:10 Eastern?
Well, it's 10:10, which is what, 8:10 here.
8:10. So we got to wait till 8:10 to
Oh,
say
boy.
hello. I don't know,
I think we
Greg.
can manage that.
Yeah,
Mitzi
there-
Moore is in the room,
Mitzi's got her bouquet in the room.
and she gets a song.
Oh, she does have a song.
We have Christopher
Walking that
Wilson.
bouquet through the
Good
room.
evening. Man in the Park. Jungle Cruiser. Redneck Express.
Save saying hello to the room until after
Odorous
22:10 so I
Gnome.
can hear more.
Brad Rhodes. Todd Birmingham. I think Steve is here. Superman.
Thomas.
I think I have.
Keeps
I think I have. Oh, AJ Rainville says Ride of the Valkyries by Wagner is available on YouTube's audio library for free use.
Oh, okay. Well, good. We'll do
look
that.
there. Thank you.
Greg Keller says,
AJ.
better to have rusty nipples than a rusty tool in the shed.
William Goswick says, since it's bird night, I'll call in and give everyone a bird solve.
Oh, bird solve.
Lydia D. That's originally a Groucho Marx song, and yes, I had to get a tat because of it. Lydia, oh Lydia. I used to hear it on The Muppet Show.
Greg, I don't know. Somehow we're just going to have your boss on the show sometime. Is the only thing I can because he's become part of the show now.
Yeah,
We should have him out. We should have him call in.
S.J. Kent, Deb J.B.
Have your boss call in and explain why you can't watch our show.
I'm at the bottom and I got all the names.
You do?
Tool Time with Shelley.
Tool time.
More power. More power for you.
Let's see. I think it's in New Mexico. Stacy Schmeier. I love all the West Yellowstone comments, as everyone who lives here, like me, think it's in New Mexico. Isn't that funny? So, Stacy, you're in West Yellowstone, and you think the treasure is in New Mexico? Why does that figure? Now you got to drive there. Okay.
Stephen Creel just joined the room, and Jack B. Nimble.
I have a couple more text messages that came in while we were doing that, so I'll read those, and then we'll go to emails after that. How's that? This is from area code 321. That almost sounds made up. Is there an area code 321? Hello, Toby and Shelley. I've had a thought bouncing around in my head that I was hoping to get your opinions on. Where warm waters halt, specifically the word warm, might not be referring to temperature of the water, but the color. Oh, I feel like we read this last week. But the color. Since warm colors are red, yellow, and orange, also red and yellow is the New Mexico state flag. Are there any red, yellow, orange hue waters in New Mexico?
I know you answered this.
I did
right?
answer it because you can answer it, right?
You said there was they dumped some chemicals in the river one time.
In the Pecos, they accidentally dumped some chemicals in the Pecos River and it turned it yellow and ruined the fishing for an entire season and a half.
Pretty much.
And then if you're around the Jemez River as it travels through it would be just north of the Jemez Pueblo. If it ever rains during the time you're there, all that red mud washes into the river and it turns it red. But that's the only time I've seen colors in New Mexico rivers. I answered that last week.
Yep. Maybe he missed it.
Okay. This is from 642. Hi, Toby and Shelley. Los Alamos Plateau is the former home of Brown Alamos Ranch. Settler H. Brown's wife, Catherine Brown. Oh, you're cutting it close on the 8.25 miles north of Santa Fe with that one. But
Los Alamos?
Los Alamos.
It's not more than 8 miles?
Well, it's west. There's a whole bunch of west in Los Alamos.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
You got to make that 285 run, and I can show you on the map.
That's okay.
But I won't.
I believe it.
Okay, you ready for some emails?
I suppose we're ready for emails.
Oh, we're ready for emails, yes.
Yes.
Emails.
Just a little reminder, if you send us an email, we're going to read it on the air.
Somebody wants to know when my birthday is. I'm a Capricorn. January 17th is my birthday, 1949.
You start because you have one more than me.
I do?
Yeah.
Okay, this the subject line on this one is photo for background. It's from Stephen Dancer. It says, Toby, please do not read on the show. No, we read everything. I am boots on the ground somewhere north of Santa Fe, and I took this photo yesterday. I will share the photo with you in just a moment. I thought it would make a nice backdrop for one of your shows. It bears a resemblance to a certain illustration that has people buzzing these days. I assume it's the one on page 99 of The Thrill of the Chase. If you get requests regarding how to contact me, feel free to pass on my email address to individuals privately, but please do not share it publicly on YouTube or the internet in general. I don't want to get a bunch of spam. Thanks, True Believer. So I'm not going to share his, but if you would like to get in touch with Stephen regarding his photo or where he's searching, send me a text message. And send me an email, and I will forward it to Stephen. And Stephen, I attempted. So here's the photo. I'm gonna go screenshot, guys. Hold on. So I'll be talking over this. So Stephen, the photo that you sent me is damned interesting. Unfortunately, you sent it as a PDF file, and we can't turn a PDF file. So I couldn't use it on the show tonight. But if you send me another version in JPEG, I'll be happy to put it on one of the future shows, okay? So sorry about that, but we couldn't use it, unfortunately. Okay, your turn.
Okay, so this is titled Forrest Fenn Oil Painting. It's from Frank Brousseau in Phoenix. And he says, Hi, Toby and Shelley. I have followed you guys for about a month on your channel and have even submitted questions which you have been kind enough to answer. I think you have a fabulous show.
Thank you.
I have painted an oil portrait of Forrest Fenn. I emailed him about a week ago to offer him the painting in exchange for him signing my Thrill of the Chase copy, which I purchased from the bookstore in Santa Fe. I have not heard anything back, so he either has no interest or deleted my email without reading it. I understand he is deluged and not many searchers enjoy any responses. My wife and I will be traveling through your area on or about June 1st on our way north to Minnesota. While I would like to get the painting to Forrest somehow, I'm not sure how to determine if he would have an interest. I had another thought where I would be glad to give you the painting to do whatever you see fit. Maybe you could auction it off somehow if you thought it might bring some money you could use for your show. Maybe Forrest would sign it before selling it if that would be more attractive to bidders. I know this sounds like a crazy idea, but I was trying to think of a way I could contribute to your efforts. If you find any merit in this idea, please let me know. I know you are located south of Santa Fe a bit, but I could meet you at any location you prefer. If you have any interest, please let me know. If you want, I would be glad to text you a picture of the painting. If you don't have an interest, no problem. Thanks, Frank.
Frank, here's what I would do. Text me a picture of the painting. I will forward that to Cynthia Meacham. I don't have any way to contact Fenn other than the same way that you do, his Gmail address. Text a photo of the painting to me, and I will forward that to Cynthia and ask her if she would be interested in getting that painting to Fenn if he has any interest. I think Cynthia has a good enough relationship with him that she could at least ask the question, and then we can decide whether it goes to us, to Cynthia, or to Fenn. We'll figure out how to make that. If Fenn decides he's not interested, we would figure out something. But why not just put it on eBay? If you have an eBay account, put it on eBay and see what you can do with it. If you don't want to do that, we can put it on eBay. And
he might be interested enough to at least meet you at the bookstore and sign your book and take a look at the painting.
Yeah. So the question is whether or not we can get him your book and or the painting. But I think Cynthia is a much better intermediary than we are.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is Question New Mexico Fishing Rigs, and this is from Greg Coffran, who I have in the past confused with that charlatan Glenn Coughlin.
Len.
This is not
There's no
Glenn,
L in his name.
Right. This is not Glenn Coughlin. This is Greg Coffran, and his screen name, he might be in the room, is G.L. Canyon.
Oh, yeah, he was here.
Yeah. And he writes, P.S., not Glenn, quote, helicopter, quote, unquote, Coughlin. He's totally different nut than myself. Yes. But, hey, we have enough nuts. So, Glenn,
Sometimes you
Greg,
feel like a nut.
I'm sorry, see, Greg.
Sometimes you don't.
Says, Toby, while traveling through New Mexico last summer, I picked up a copy of the latest New Mexico fishing regulations. At some point, they introduced these red chili, green chili, and Xmas chili type designations for special trout waters, STWs. I realize for those of you that have never been in New Mexico or eaten in a New Mexican style restaurant, when you order something, they will ask you
the state question, which is red or green. And you can say red or green, or you can say Christmas, which is both of them together. Red
or green. So you get red chili and green chili tells you Christmas. So last set of rules, the 2018-2019 set, they introduced this new feature that indicated what the special rules associated with each of the special trout waters locations in New Mexico were. And there's the red ones, the green ones, and the Christmas ones, and each one has a different set of rules associated. How many trout you can take, what lures you can use, etc., etc. So he says, I realize a number of people have poo-pooed.
It's like a poo-poo platter.
Poo-pooed your thinking in regards to warm waters, cold waters in New Mexico, but maybe there is something to it. Oh, there is more than something to it, brother. In one video, you said you possessed the New Mexico fishing regulations from 2010 from when Fenn hid his chest, which is what you would do. You wouldn't use this year's fishing regulations if you were searching for the treasure. But yes, or am I imagining that? You are not imagining it. I do have a PDF copy. I think I even have a paper copy of the 2009-2010 fishing regulations. I'm curious as to what were the designations for special trout waters prior to this red chili, green chili designation. Prior to this green chili, red chili designations, there were warm waters, all waters in New Mexico are warm waters. Then there were trout waters, which are a subset of warm waters. And then within trout waters, there were special trout waters, which had restrictions associated with them. And there was no red, green, chili thing prior to 2018. I don't remember in which video you discussed that they're in warm and cold waters. Practically every video I ever made. But maybe you could refresh my memory if this topic is worthy of another discussion. Well, the issue is so here's what I can tell you. The whole concept of red, green, and Christmas have nothing to do. You can ignore them. You still have the issue of warm waters, trout waters, and then the special trout waters, which now have. So it used to be warm waters, trout waters, special trout waters. Now it is warm waters, trout waters, special trout waters, red, green, Christmas. So it's just another layer of complexity the bureaucracy has placed upon us in order to make it more difficult to catch trout. Because the trout can't do anything about it. It's not like the trout is making the rules. Video discussed. The reason this popped into my mind lately was in rereading Fenn's book. I studied Tea with Olga chapter, trying to figure out a clue. Many people believe there is a clue embedded somewhere in this chapter. Fenn mentions tea with Olga 3 times. Heck, it's the name of the chapter, first with red tea, then black tea, then finally an allusion to Olga having green tea with her father on Taos Mountain after she passed. Red, black, green. Green being the final tea. If these colorful designations did not exist in 2010, maybe I'm wasting my time. They did not, so don't, and they don't, like I said, they really don't make any difference. Anyway, I appreciate your thoughts. FYI, I made a big loop around Taos area last year, driving through the canyons above and below the ski resort area, over to Eagle's Nest Lake and to the Vietnam Museum. I even visited a trout hatchery located at the It's not a museum. I don't want anybody to think you're going to go see a lot of stuff there. It's a memorial, and it does have a big Huey out front, but it's not a museum. I even visited a trout hatchery that's on the Red River, located at the entrance to a canyon. Looked too public to me, not Fenny enough. Yeah, that one's right off the Red River, and it heads down the Rio Pueblo into the Rio Grande. Thanks again, and cheers, Greg Coffran, Richmond, Texas. Not Glenn Helicopter Coughlin. He's a totally different nut than myself. So I popped up this year's issue. I'm gonna screenshot it here. So this is this year's issue of the New Mexico fishing regulations. You can just do 2019-2020 fishing regulations, and you can download the PDF. And there's the 3 new designations for special trout waters. Red chili waters, green chili waters, and Christmas chili waters. And basically they're rules covering that kind of water. And they're, supposedly they're going to be making signs for the rivers with each of those designations on it, so you can't be confused in case you don't know how to...
Does that mean the fish will be spicy?
Yeah, they'll be spicy. So, but the other thing that I wanted to show you that I found interesting, so in every issue they talk about warm water regulations, and I noticed, this is where the general information, let's see, include all lakes and streams and ponds. Okay, so this is the sentence that I have relied upon for years, and you're not going to be able to read it in this, download the PDF file, but it says warm waters include all streams, lakes, and ponds except those designated as trout waters. Prior to this time, that sentence read, all waters in New Mexico are warm waters except those designated as trout waters. So what's interesting about this year's edition of it is they made warm waters one word. Prior to this time, it was 2 words, the word warm and the word waters. But this year they've co-joined them. What is that called? Conjoined them into a single word, which is, so if a searcher, 100 years from now catches one of my warm water videos and they go looking for the warm water regulations, they're going to be fooled. But that doesn't surprise me because over the past 5 or 6 years, these guys, I say these guys, they're good people. I know some of them. The folks at the Game and Fish Department have been adding regulations to protect, and they have to do this because trout fishing in New Mexico has gotten more aggressive, and everybody's less loose with the rules. I've seen people take fish out of rivers that they should have caught and released. And so we're going to get more regulations covering making sure that our children and our grandchildren can continue to fish the state of New Mexico, because it has some great fishing. What? You were laughing at something. Did we have a...
We did. See, it was from Virginia Man donating $2 for my tool shed.
Oh, nice. That was very kind of you, very thoughtful.
And again, I'll put that link to the little clubhouse. It's called Member Vault, and I'll put that link in the description box below. And also wanted to mention Michael Hoole is in the room, and he says, Vini Vidi non vici.
Oh.
So he came, he saw, he did not conquer.
He did not conquer.
So.
But it was a fun trip, and we had
a wonderful evening together.
Yeah, we had a wonderful evening together. I made margaritas for Cynthia. K-Pro says, everyone asked Toby if he is playing at the WSOP. Yeah. Okay, so I don't know, for those of you that don't know, the WSOP is the World Series of Poker. The buy-in is $10,000. And apparently, I had a kind of fun deal with John Wayne Bobbitt. He lives in Las Vegas. And I basically said he wanted to get a video where he wanted a documentary style video where he gets to tell his side of the story. And I said, you know what, we'll just go up to your place, you and I will do it, and you can do with it whatever you want, I won't charge you. And I said, wait, I want entry into the World Series of Poker. And he agreed to do that. And apparently in a Facebook chat room recently, he said that he was going to pay my entry into the WSOP, which would be the fastest loss of anybody's $10,000. Because I can play poker, but I'm not WSOP level poker player. Your turn.
All right. So this is titled 15 Years to Write the Poem. It's from Rusty Nipples. And he says, hello, Shelley and Sidekick.
What?
Something that has been stuck between my ears that may be worth some discussion. You have a list of searchers, more than 20, who are claiming they will retrieve the chest this summer. Yep. There's the list.
Bang.
They all have a solve they are confident in, as do I. They are all searching in different states, and probably none of them share the same Where Warm Waters Halt. Forrest has said that he spent 15 years writing the poem. This wasn't because he was looking for a word to rhyme with halt. Because there are words. The poem had to do two things. Firstly, it had to reveal the location of the treasure. Secondly, it had to disguise that same location by being vague enough to allow for misinterpretation of the clues. False confirmation and rabbit holes are aided by the book, Thrill of the Chase, and various interviews and statements since the book's release. Forrest had the hidey spot all picked out long before he hid the chest. He wouldn't need 15 years to describe the spot. He knew it well already. I believe the 15 years were spent researching every Where Warm Waters Halt in each of the 4 states. The poem was crafted to match them all. Where the fit was not exact enough to send the searcher boots on the ground, he added anomalies to the book or hints in his interviews, just enough to appeal to the searcher and give them the confirmation bias required to get them boots on the ground. He has researched every possible Where Warm Waters Halt in each of the 4 states and anticipated every move made by us searchers before the book was published. He knew every place that we were going to look. He most definitely made notes as he did this research and has been releasing hints to cause further confirmation bias in everybody ever since. He knows that every word he says will be scrutinized by the community. That's why he chooses them so carefully, sometimes to aid, sometimes not. When a searcher goes boots on the ground and comes up empty-handed, it is not a total failure. Forrest knew you would search there. He designed it to be so. He believed he himself has followed the path you took to get there, at least on a map or on Google Earth. Your failure was planned long before you chose your Where Warm Waters Halt. I am not a poem purist. I believe the rest of the chase to be of equal importance. Of course, the poem is the primary guide, but even it contains rabbit holes. So we rely on our imagination and interpret the clues and hints that fit our solve and choose to dismiss those that don't. The ones I choose to ignore are the ones that worry me most. There's certainly no shortage of anomalies in the book, and they were all put there intentionally. Thanks to AGK, Shelley, and what's his name for giving us a place to discuss our obsession. Please stay safe out there when boots on the ground. Rusty Nipples.
I like the way they're responding to your new show. So K-Pro, why isn't K-Pro getting a highlight? That's on JYP. Huh.
I don't know. Sometimes when you do it on a phone,
Like
it just doesn't want to
Wingman
do
does
it.
it at Gypsy's Kiss. Is the word halt a German word and not an English word? Not in the poem. I mean, halt can be used as a German word, but I don't think he intentionally made it a German word in the poem.
I don't
He's
think
very
hard
good about
worker
it.
is here to answer that question.
Pardon me?
Hard worker. Isn't that the person from the German area?
Oh, yeah. Man, you can tell us that. Well, it is. No, that's how you say halt in German. And what he's asking is the halt in the poem, was it intended to be in German?
I don't know. Why would it be? Nothing else is in German.
The Blaze of Glory is in the room. The Blaze of Glory, guys, has his own YouTube channel. If you haven't gone to visit his YouTube channel, Grizzly Bear, Toby, Judas, Younis.
Thomas Sawyer. Halt, das ist Hammerzeit.
Great. We're going to start talking German in the room.
I don't know enough German to speak much. Auf Wiedersehen.
Das ist
And
Hammerzeit.
Gesundheit.
Yeah, that's about as good as I could. Let's see. All right. So we have an email from Matthew Element. Here. Hi, this is Matt from Bristol, UK.
Oh.
Okay, screenshot. So I'll put the screenshot up while you guys take a look at this. Every time I go through Fenn's poem, it takes me to the same place, and I just found a box. What do you think of the photo? But would you put the treasure out in the open like this? Well, you didn't found a box. You found a pixelated version of what looks like to me a cat. But that's just my
Is that
opinion.
my cat that you
Yeah,
kidnapped?
that's the kidnapped cat. And he's someplace in the
And
mountains
he's
north
dead
of Santa
now.
Fe. Because if I kidnapped a cat and told you he was north of Santa Fe, he wouldn't be in Wyoming. What do you think of the photo? It's just too pixelated to tell. It looks like it came off Google Earth. You're not going to find, Fenn has said, you are not going to find his chest on Google Earth. And based on the conversation that we had this afternoon in terms of stumbling upon the treasure, it is very
I
unlikely
can't even tell how
that it's going to
large
be.
or small it is.
No, it's a small cat. Small
Well,
cat.
I mean,
We don't
you
know.
can't tell because there's no comparison.
Okay. So, yeah.
It could be a shadow from a cloud, or it could be
Yeah.
something
Don't
else.
trust
We don't know the
Google
size.
Earth. Google Earth isn't going to tell you anything of great value.
All right. This is from, this is called Please, Please. I'd like some more, please.
My small
Please, please.
This is please
This
don't
is from
read it.
George
Oh, from George. Okay.
Abord. Dear Toby, he knows your name.
Mhm.
I am asking for your help. I have the real solve for the Fenn treasure. Please, no roosters. Did not Fenn say that the person who found the true solve would be absolutely certain that it is the solve? I am absolutely certain. A medical problem with my shoulder and some personal factors are preventing me from going out there to pick up the treasure chest. I'm asking you to get it for me, and we will split 50-50 if that is an okay deal with you. It is very close to where you live. Ooh, is it like around the corner? Is it by the dry cleaners?
Wait, what do you mean by very close? Because I live 250 miles away
Toby,
from my
I
sister.
trust you, and I am asking you to look at the solve. I feel that you are an honest person and will not rip me off or lie to me. If you will just look at the solve, you too will be absolutely certain that it is the correct solve. Please do not share it with anyone else, okay? In the solve, you will understand the correct interpretation for not far but too far to walk line in the poem. Will you agree to pick up the treasure chest if you look at the solve and believe that it is the correct solve? I already know the answer to that. So I hope we can enrich each other's lives by carrying out this offer. Take care, Toby, and please believe me, I really do know. Thanks, George.
George, thank you. I am not looking for the treasure, whether it's my solution or yours or anybody else's for that matter. But Shelley will do it.
You didn't ask me. It was
Oh.
your name on there.
Ooh, okay.
My name did not appear in those credits whatsoever.
Those credits. Yeah, I'm just not looking for it anymore, George. and I don't want to look at your theory because that would make me beholden to you.
Compromise.
It would compromise
Our
any theory
relationship.
I have. It would compromise our relationship as well.
Yes.
And although I am a relatively honest person, and you can trust me most of the time, I'm just not at all interested. But I hope you will remain our friend and chatmate.
There are other people, such as Joe Treasure Hunter.
Yeah.
And there's a guy in Gallup, and there's a guy.
Oh, DJ
Zozo Rocks. There's several people who live in New Mexico.
Plus, he's never actually said it's in New Mexico. I mean, I could
He
be
said
traveling.
it's close to you, so.
Oh, he did. Yeah.
Close to you. Cynthia Meacham. There's lots of people who live in New Mexico.
Is Cynthia in the room?
No, I haven't seen her.
Okay, this is from Toby Fan 3000, John Werner, and it's entitled Forrest Fenn Collection of Cody. And what he did was he sent me a link that show photos of the photographic collection that he donated to the Cody Museum, the center of the...
Who donated it?
Forrest Fenn.
Oh, okay.
So I put a link. Let's do screenshot. Here's a link to what John sent us. And it is his collection of photographs that he donated to the museum. It looks like there are 744 total photographs, 15 pages worth. And when you click on the photograph, it gives you the details as defined by somebody at a museum, some archivist. And then if you double click it, wait. How did I get it to open before? Wait. I got it to open king size before.
King sized.
There we go. So this is the photo entitled Groups at Bosque Redondo. And bosque in English, translated into English, is forest. Redondo is round. So these are the groups meeting at Round Forest, as it's called by the
Doesn't
Spanish.
look like a forest. It looks like a desert.
So anyway, I did put that link down in the description box below if you guys want to go explore some of these photos. And as I said, up here it indicates that there are 744 of these babies, 15 pages worth. So, but they're all very nicely done. And the team of mules, multiple buildings in the desert, San Carlos military camp in Arizona, Fort Selden, New Mexico, soldiers of maybe there's some hints or clues in there someplace. Okay, but the link is down in the description box below. And John says there's 2,200 photos. Wow. So everybody thank John for giving us that link. I think it'll be fun to explore. I plan to do it.
Brian Eagle says,
we go back to the box.
why do roosters suddenly appear every time Toby's near? Just like me.
Ojo caliente.
They long to be
Okay, your turn.
close to you. Okay, this is Forward Vision 1982.
Oh, I thought you'd be interested in this one.
Okay,
Go
from
ahead.
Jennifer.
Jennifer.
All long-term visions from 1982 have come to happen. I had a vision of what appeared to be a 2-foot-high bronze trail marker sitting on a backless chair. The view appeared to be a lobby area with a chair and Eiffel Tower-shaped bronze on it. I know it is the Cody Museum. When made clear by God, the inlet source of future vision, I knew it had to do with something that had not happened yet. I also had visions of treasure hunters looking for Forrest Fenn's blaze, looking down from a pedestrian bridge in Yellowstone. The park rangers were assuring there was no treasure anywhere in the waters below. The final part of this vision segment ended with my exploring a site that only made any sense to me these days. All the 1982 happened as if I was living them. It was exhausting and took weeks to fully recover. I have lived all of them through and now retired, sort of. You guys are great to view. Stay well. Jennifer, does that mean you found the treasure? You went looking for it since these things have happened?
Tell us those stories.
Yeah.
Story tell us, Jennifer. Can I mention my dream, Leslie?
Is it related to Forrest Fenn?
No. Okay, this one is entitled Location, and the message is this is from the same gentleman. It's M. Marturano. Did he write his name? Mario Marturano. And he started on the 7th of May, so this is the first one. Let me see. He's got, they're not, none of them are long, there's just a bunch of them. So he wrote one on the 7th of May, and then he wrote the rest yesterday. It's funny how people, you do that. You're thinking about these things, and you just have to pop out these emails. So, John Ito wants to know about the Hanged Man tarot card.
Oh, well, John Ito, the
we can talk about
Hanged Man tarot
that.
card.
How does that help us get closer to the
is
Fenn
about
treasure?
letting go of the past to be open to the future.
That'll get you closer to the Fenn treasure, won't it?
Yeah.
But we can't talk about
If
my
you let
dreams,
go of the past.
which nobody asked about and could get you closer to the Fenn treasure.
It
But now I'm
could
gonna tell
not.
you.
You told me about it, and it was not
Okay.
anything of interest to anybody.
Greg.
outside of you.
Greg has to leave us. It's 10:10. Greg, thanks for joining us tonight. I hope you got some content. And say hi to your boss for us. Tell him, to stop in sometime.
So,
Lydia, keep it together.
K-Pro says you're adorable.
Who?
K-Pro says you're adorable.
Oh, nice. You or
You.
me? Oh. Just emailed you a link to the 2010 New Mexico fishing regulations if your previous listeners are interested. Dang nabbit. The Ken Blythe. Well, maybe here, while you're doing that, I'm going to get that link and put it in the description box.
Well, I'm doing what?
While you're reading this. So read this one first. That was the 7th of May. And then the rest of them are, starting there, are the 14th of May. And while you're doing that, I'm going to get that link.
7th of May.
Ken just sent me the link to the 2010 fishing regulations PDF file. So I'm going to go get that, and I'm going to put it in the description box below. Go ahead.
Oh, out loud?
Yeah, as opposed to what?
Well, you were talking. Okay, where to start? Watched and read on your site, YouTube, etc. Unfortunately, I have not gone down the route you have taken, but I'm 99% sure I know the location. Been doing this about a week, and all the clues take me to a spot I believe the treasure is. Please do not think I am being a total moron or that I am condescending in any way. It felt very obvious and maybe too easy. Please, in your next conversation with the man who, by the way, should be knighted for his magical way of making people feel good. So, Sir Forrest Fenn, to you I would say it was plain to see for me as I ate my apple that the two men did not exist, so I had to make it happen another way, a brave decision by me and a dead end. Being warm in my house and not foot on the ground, 8 to 9,000 feet, or is it 5 to 10,000? Anyway, I read your poem, listened to your friends, and found an answer. Should something in this communication catch your eyes, as maybe a blaze would, please can you contact me? You are a true human. Thanks. And what do you want me to read?
That's the one from the 7th. So he wrote a bunch of others today, starting
So
there,
here, hi,
and
sorry.
then skip to the second page.
Okay. Hi, sorry to trouble you. Why does everyone ignore the obvious? Am I correct that Fenn has said after 2 clues you would be near the treasure as 200 or 500 feet? This to me says you are at or near the blaze if that is where the treasure is. There are people all over the Rockies. That is not possible if you need 2 clues to walk past the treasure. I really do not want the burden of the find. That is way too much to take on. I do, however, like the thought of being more comfortable financially. I would be quite happy to just use some of the treasure and leave it there. The poem is the clue, yes, but not just one way. Please use the poem more if you want to see the blaze in the first instance, then look quickly down. Think of the word treasure, which starts with T, but halt ends with T, so big a clue for you. If you find the treasure, remember me. Time, money, lack of experience in that environment, not wanting the attention. Moving the treasure with no one seeing could be awkward. Many people have more of a right than I do. One more clue, maybe. Sunset. Good luck and thanks. My regards to the man of the century.
Is that me or Forrest Fenn?
I'm guessing for Sir Forrest Fenn.
Sir Forrest.
All right, here we go. The next one. Sorry again, just watching YouTube. Poem does not end at blaze. If you can see it after 2 clues, the whole poem is the solve. Do not fall into the same trap, which is why it has not been found. Look up halt and meanings. You may be surprised. This is a lame statement. Now find a place to start. Thanks, Mario. Remember, he built the poem like a load of blocks. Hi, if a mountain range is 6,000 feet and you are flying 200 feet above it, are you 200 feet off the ground or 6,200? Don't limit what you hear and see to what you are thinking, but to what you can imagine is being said. I want to tell you the answer, but deep down I would love the financial security. Once more, the blaze is in the poem. Treasure down, T. Oh, T.R. Mario. Okay. And here's the last one. 9 clues, 9 letters. Don't stop at cease. Words have different meanings. Ask Fenn. Words can be place names if you look at the meanings. The treasure has not been found because of the 3 reasons. He says it is easy. I think it is, but I haven't been doing this long, so I just listened to what the man said. First 2 clues gives you the start of blaze. Look down the page when you see treasure. Follow the clues in the poem, not on the ground on the page. You should get it now. I may have blown my chance to have money and security. Finding the treasure will affect so many people, including you. As I said, would like to take a bit out and have the money and leave it there. It would make Fenn a fraud, though, because he said is in there, and what would be there is not the same. I have emailed Sir Fenn. He has not replied. If you tell him this, he should know. I know. Thanks, Mario. Wow. Thanks for making me read that.
Sorry, I was busy getting the fishing
I did my
regulations.
best, people. This is the way it was written. I actually corrected the misspellings and the extra words in my head as I was reading it, so you're lucky.
Okay, so I did get some more text messages while we were doing all that other stuff. So let's get through those, and then we will go to open phone
We're not
lines.
going to play the bird video?
Bird video. Are we playing the bird video? Yeah, we should play the bird or the rooster?
Birds. Crazy birds.
Birds. Let's see. Birds. Crazy birds. Those are pretty good bird pictures that you found for that. Let's see. Okay, let's do a couple more text messages, and then we will go to open lines. Hi, Toby and Shelley, Los Alamos Plateau. Oh, we read that. Never mind. Did I read that?
Yeah.
Okay.
You said it was west.
Yeah.
West.
That's my opinion. Hi, Toby and Shelley, 650. This is 650. Isn't that like the San Francisco Bay Area? Do you think it's safe to drink an unopened bottle of Grapette from 1946? So that would make that bottle of Grapette 73 years old. Who knows what was in it? Who knows whether or not it was sanitized when it was? I wouldn't. Actually, what I would do is I would put it on eBay and call it the bottle of Grapette that Forrest Fenn lost when he was headed to the military, or something like that. That's what I do.
I would not drink it.
I would not drink it.
Sugar is not good for you.
And that's another reason, right? What is your birthday, Toby? SMS 1949, Oklahoma, January 17th. Like I said,
1949.
I'm a Capricorn, and I just turned 70. Thanks, must have missed your response. Oh, that's for the question about the red, yellow, and orange rivers.
Oh.
And he's area code 321 is the area code for the Space Coast. Cape Canaveral.
He's in space?
No. He's on the Space Coast. Cape Canaveral, Florida. And he says to remember, you remind your, it's 321 liftoff. Get it?
Huh? I wonder if it's Gus's dad.
Great. That would be fun. Okay. Boo. Oh, sorry, guys.
What?
It says boo. Sorry, guys, that was from my niece. She got a hold of my phone, and we all say hi from Utah. Say hi to your niece, and don't do that, because when you do a boo with a little ghost like that, we get scared.
Boo is one of the
Boo.
first words I learned to read, too.
Boo. My boo. Let's see. Somebody says, I don't know who this is. Guys, tell us your name, where you're calling from. It's not west. It's well clear of 8.25 miles north of Santa Fe, northern limit. Yeah, you're pushing it at the northern limit. Yes, it is west, isn't it?
It's northwest.
Oh. Okay, now that...
I actually have not ever been to Los Alamos. I just kind of know where it is.
Really?
So, yeah.
I remember going to Los Alamos when I was in...
Well, everybody
the
said,
Boy
oh, you
Scouts.
can't go in there. It's all guarded. And so I never bothered.
No, we went to Los Alamos. Didn't we? We did that one...
I didn't go with you.
Oh,
Sean
you
Scott
didn't?
went with
Oh,
me.
okay. Let me see real quick. My uncle worked there. My uncle Albert worked there for years
We're
and
so
years.
sorry, Uncle Albert.
Okay, let's see what we got here. Okay, there. So
You'll take a drink out of Jackie Kennedy's bottle, but not that one. We never drank out of that
drank
bottle.
out of Jackie's Kennedy
I
bottle.
wouldn't recommend it.
And we believe he just keeps refilling that with
Yeah,
brandy.
I'm
so,
sure he does.
Yeah.
Just like he would hide
Yeah,
arrowheads for
Los
people
Alamos
when
is
he took
north.
them to...
So here, we're going to do screenshot. Screenshot. So that's Los Alamos right there. That's Santa Fe right there. Los Alamos is north and west of Santa Fe.
Where's the plateau?
The plateau is, let's see. I don't know if you can see it on this. Hang on, let me just change it over to.
Is there a big blank spot where the laboratory is?
Yeah, right there. Los Alamos. So at this
Baez
distance.
Caldera. Bandolier.
Oh, measure distance. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to measure distance from Santa Fe to Los Alamos.
Function in the conjunction junction gas money
So
from
it's
Zapster. 20
26 miles
bucks.
is a crow fly. Let's see.
Thank you, Zapster.
So Los Alamos is 7 miles outside the 8.25 miles. Actually, that's not it, because that would be the border there. So Los Alamos is 11.89 miles north of Santa Fe. God, I'm glad we resolved that.
Dick Dastardly's here, as well as Follow Me Down. And we
Wow.
got
The Zapster just gave us $20. Zapster, we're still trying to work out the schedule for Function in the Junction.
We'll have to use the gas money to go to Fenbury.
Yeah, we will. We are planning to go
That
to
would
Fenbury.
probably be enough to get us there anyway.
We're definitely going to Fenbury because I'm going to make my special Toby pozole dish to take to Fenbury for the potluck.
If you don't know what pozole is, it's not a dirty word. It's actually a soup.
How does
Made-
pozole sound like a dirty word?
Made with hominy and
Hominy.
and you can use either pork or beef in it.
I use beef. I don't like the pork.
And then you can put some red chili in there. And some
Muy.
people like to add onions. I don't.
As we say at Filiberto's, muy sabroso.
Muy sabroso.
Mm.
Delicioso.
Next on the softer side, how to get Toby to listen to Shelley.
Yes. That's the next show.
Okay, I think that. Oh, dang, nabbit. Boo. His niece is laughing. She is laughing. This is Bo. Oh, it's Bo Walker with a boo
Oh.
niece. So, Bo, what's your niece's name so we can say hi to her before
Maybe she was trying to type Bo.
She should be going to bed soon.
You don't need to be telling kids when to go to bed,
It's none of my
unless they're
business.
yours.
Yeah, exactly. All right, maybe we'll get an answer to that. Okay, let us now open up the phone. That's what you ought to do. Bo, have her call us so we can talk to her.
Toby's not looking for the treasure.
Who said that?
Czar 334. I think Toby said he wasn't looking for it.
I am not looking for the treasure. I am simply maintaining a YouTube channel so I can chat with my friends. Starting right now, the phone lines are open, 866-597-9901. Call us, and, my niece is
Wait,
26.
opening up the phone
Oh,
lines?
not you. What?
Are
Yeah,
we
we did.
opening- did we
Yes.
even play the video?
Oh, wait. I'm going to close the phone line. Oh,
Just play the video.
play the video. Okay, opening the phone lines video.
Hello.
Hello?
Who's there? I'm talking. Hello.
Hello. Who is that?
You know what this is.
Oh, let me get back to this. Hey, you reached Toby and Shelley. What's your name? Where are you calling from? And what's your observation?
This is Doug again from New Mexico.
Hey, Doug, how are you doing?
Am I allowed to call 2 weeks in a row?
You know what? You are just like everyone else that come to talk to us. There's no set schedule. We don't like you calling, 3 times in one night, but you're welcome to call as much as you want, as long as you have some insight to share with the people that are watching right now.
Okay, so I want to talk about something that I haven't really talked about too much, and it's regarding the question that was asked of Fenn, and it says, Mr. Fenn, according to recent research about Yellowstone's supervolcano, and if I do the math right, there is a 1 in 700 chance the treasure will be blown to bits in the next 1,000 years. Are you okay with those odds, or does it make you feel like you should move the treasure, preferably somewhere closer to me? And he said, I doubt that a volcanic eruption under a Yellowstone lake would blow the treasure chest to bits, no matter the odds, but it might spread a lot of beautiful cutthroat and lake trout around the countryside. F. So, what do you think about that changing the odds of it being in Yellowstone? Because if you look at a map of the caldera fault or whatever it's called, it pretty much covers most of what is probably the more popular search area in Yellowstone. And I mean, surely if that thing were to erupt, it would, if the treasure chest was in that area, it'd blow it to bits. So do you think that kind of helps to eliminate that area?
Yeah, so here's the thing. Whenever Fenn answers a question, responds to a question, what you have to be most cautious with is how he's using each one of those words, right? The implication is that if what you want to read into the response is, well, he's suggested that the treasure would be blown to bits if it was on top of the volcanic caldera that sits above Yellowstone or below Yellowstone. But in reality, all he's doing is avoiding the question about talking about rainbow trout and brown trout, et cetera, et cetera. Here's what I think about that, because we talked about this once. Let's say Forrest Fenn went through all the trouble of hiding a treasure in his special place that he wants someone to find. The simple fact of the matter is that if it is in the volcanic caldera, what happens to that treasure is almost irrelevant, because the damage that's going to be done to humanity, if that
Not to mention fish manatee
and humanity, should that caldera blow up in our lifetimes, the whether a treasure exists, whether or not the treasure was blown to bits, is going to be completely irrelevant. If I was Forrest Fenn, and I'm not, but if I was, and I wanted my name to last as long as possible, I would put that in a place where it was relatively safe from ecology, environment, geology, etc., etc. Because I wouldn't want it to be spoiled by the fact that there's going to be a landslide or a volcanic eruption or an asteroid hitting us from space, etc., etc. Those end of world kind of results make his effort almost wasted. What he wants is a treasure that lasts as long as he can, found by a human, as opposed to be blown to bits by the volcanic eruption. So to me, in my opinion, if he thought about it, if he really thought about, I don't get a sense that Fenn is the kind of person that would let the potential he's playing the odds, right? He's playing the odds that volcanic eruption, which is overdue by, I don't know, 1,700 years. It's supposed to happen every, 630,000 years, and it's overdue. He's playing the odds that volcanic eruption is not going to happen anytime soon if he actually put it in Yellowstone. He's a risk taker. So he would, I think, if he did put it in Yellowstone, he would do it with the knowledge that he was taking the risks that one day it was going to be blown to bits. And then if anyone were actually looking for it afterwards, what they would do is find small pieces of gold, not small pieces of gold and jewels that wouldn't have any context, right? They wouldn't be in a single treasure chest. So I think
But I think
Go ahead.
it has more, though, to do with the way he answered the question rather than he was worried about it being blown to bits. Just kind of seems like he's saying that even if it were to erupt, that he doubts the treasure chest would be blown to bits. But I mean, if you look at like how that volcano, and obviously he did some research because he like kind of references to that by saying, the one under Yellowstone Lake. And so maybe he went online and refreshed, but I'm sure he's familiar with the area. But he kind of seems like he's saying it wouldn't be blown to bits, but pretty much all of Yellowstone would be blown to bits if that volcano erupted, and it could like end the world,
Yeah, no, I mean, it's going to change. It's going to change at least the North America. What else it does to Western Europe and Asia, I couldn't tell you, but it's going to change our lives in North America. But you bring up an interesting point. He specifically says, "I don't think it'll be blown to bits." Is that what he said? Read his response again.
Yeah. I doubt that a volcanic eruption under Yellowstone Lake would blow the treasure chest to bits, no matter the odds. But it might spread a lot of beautiful cutthroat and lake trout around the countryside.
So if I was searching for the treasure, I would use that statement not to look in Yellowstone.
That's what I'm saying. It kind of seems like he's referring to that in a way to me.
Yeah.
Even if he knows that if it was in Yellowstone and that thing went off, it's going to blow everything to bits.
Right.
Yellowstone, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think
Okay, cool.
I'm going to say I agree with your assessment that if I was looking for the treasure, I would use Fenn's response to that question to not look in Yellowstone.
Perfect. Well, thanks. I'm not going to take up any more time. I'll let someone else talk. Thanks so much.
Okay, thanks for calling in. Feel free to call in whenever you want. There's no, we don't have criteria for people calling in. I mean, take your Joe Treasure Hunter, for example. He's a regular.
Cool. Well, I'll talk to you next week then.
Okay, we look forward to it.
So we have a remark from Robert Nennig. He says, "I was wrong. My solve was wrong. And man, you guys were right about boots on the ground. Not at all what I thought it was going to be. I apologize for my actions to you all." Robert,
what?
Does that mean you already went out looking and didn't find the treasure? Should we take your name off the list for May?
So hang on the phone. Do me a favor, and on the phone, turn your computer off so we don't get the background audio. Shelley's trying to get a response from one of the folks in the room. Robert, any ideas on that? So where did he say? He said he went out, looked for the treasure?
Yeah, I was wrong. My solve was wrong.
Oh, got to play the rooster?
It's Walk of Shame, I think.
Walk of Shame. Hold on, caller. We're playing the walk. We're going with the Walk of Shame for Robert.
Well, don't act like you haven't been there. 7 a.m. with the bed head. Everyone knows it's the Walk of Shame. My daddy knows I'm a good girl. We all make mistakes in the drunk world. Everyone here's on the Walk of Shame.
Don't feel bad, Robert. I've had 32 of those babies. Hey, caller, you reached Toby and Shelley. What's your name? Where are you calling from? And what's your observation?
I hope. Are you talking to me?
Yes, sir. I sure am.
Oh, okay, my name's Scott. I'm from Oklahoma.
Hey, Scott. How are you doing?
And just fine. I just had an observation, like you said. The observation is, do you remember, since you're my age, bridges when you were young? And the signs that accompanied some of those bridges.
I do remember them, but I live in a state where there weren't a lot of bridges. The only bridges of any renown are the ones that go over the Rio Grande. But so I couldn't help you with your memory. What is it that you remember about those bridges?
I remember signs that said heavy loads and beware of waters high.
Oh, interesting. Heavy loads and waters high, and they would restrict the loads to a certain tonnage, right? Because some bridges, as a matter of fact, there are still bridges up north that I have crossed that warn you that, you know, your weight limit is such and such. You know what would be great? Would be if you could, with a little bit of Google search, find any of those signs. That would be really cool.
Oh, good idea.
Yeah, I'll tell you what.
I like that, yeah.
Yeah, take a look, see if there's any of those that have that kind of restriction on the bridge. And because, you know, if you're driving along at 25 to 30 miles an hour in a clunky, I don't want to say a clunky beater, in a family vehicle in 1938, and you're driving along the roads from Temple, Texas to Yellowstone Park, you're gonna cross a lot of bridges, and every one of those bridges is going to have some sort of indicator as to what it can tolerate in weight and whether or not it's safe to cross when the waters are high, etc., etc. Those, I'll bet you dollars to donuts that there are images of those signs someplace on Google.
I will definitely look.
So
that was one idea I had.
If you have, before we go on to the next one, if you find any of those, send them to our email address so we can share them with the folks. Because I think that's a very ingenious. I think that's a very ingenious thought.
I'll definitely do that.
Okay, so what was your second one?
I'll definitely. I was just thinking about the type of land where the treasure may lie. I've had 40 years as a property attorney, real estate, etc. And I was thinking about a good place to hide this might be a piece of land that gives every appearance of being private property, but that in fact was not private property.
So give me an example. I don't know enough about ownership, land ownership, to be able to describe the difference. Give me an example of what you're talking about.
Well, for instance, in Tahoe, Nevada, there are certain tracts of land that people have built cabins on 100-year leases. They don't own the land. They only own the cabin. That's all I'm saying.
Who owns the land?
Federal government.
And who leases the land?
The lease, they're usually 100-year leases, and the cabins themselves are owned by whoever built them and claims them. They can sell them, but they can't sell the land with it.
You know what's interesting about that? I kind of remember, and I may be completely off base with this, but Jamie Jordan, the woman and her husband, who we did who K-Pro, Christy, organized the raffle drawing to donate to, she and her husband, to get them restarted after the fire burned their property. They lived in a national forest. And I wonder if they had the same kind of lease arrangement where you lease it for 100 years, but it always belongs to the federal government. So are you implying that in it being owned by the federal government, it belongs to the people, even though it's being leased by the individual who built the cabin upon it?
That's correct.
So let's just, for the heck of it, say that I built a cabin on a piece of property with a 100-year lease. And I lived my life and went to visit there every summer, and then I passed away. Can I leave that lease to my children?
Yes, you can. You can leave it to your children. You can sell it. You can do anything you want with it. It's just like any other lease.
But it expires at the end of 100 years. But no matter what
at the end of 100 years, the cabin, unless you take it off, is the federal government's.
it reverts to the government. Wow.
Yes.
That is an interesting thought. Wow. So do you have any more, or are you just going to give us these two that are really amazing?
No, I've got, I don't know if they're that amazing.
I think they're pretty damn amazing.
I have one more.
Okay, go ahead.
I have one more. I'm trying to kind of move this whole thing along for everybody, not just me.
Yeah.
I don't know that I need the money, but I do enjoy the challenge.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I'm looking at the poem right now, and I keep. Well, let me ask you a question. If you're looking at a map and you don't understand something, what do you normally look for?
The legend or the key on the map to be able to interpret the symbols
Right.
On the map. Yeah.
So you're looking for an answer, correct?
Well, I'm looking for a link more than an answer. I'm looking for something that gives me the ability to interpret what's on the map.
Right, an answer.
Yeah.
An answer to your question.
Right. Yeah, what is this? What does this symbol represent? Yes, I'm looking for an answer to that question.
And I just keep looking down at this sentence in the poem that says, the answers I already know. I keep saying, the key I already know? Question mark?
The answers I already know because he has the key and we don't. Okay,
I just
well,
know that,
so you've given me enough
I
to
know
keep
one
me
thing.
awake tonight, so.
Okay, a key is a synonym for key is answer. I know that for a fact.
Yeah. Interesting. All right, sir. Well,
And I think if you play a little bit, with what's going on there in that sentence, it reveals something very interesting.
the one that the answers I already know?
Yes, sir.
And so what do you think about that sentence is interesting?
The word answers and the way
okay.
it's written. And I connect that. Let me just tell you how I connect it.
Okay.
I connect it with Fenn's early apology to everyone for his spellings, misspellings, and his punctuation.
So, do you think the fact that the word answer is plural is a mistake or done with intent?
I think the way he's written it is done with intent, and it's highly deceptive.
And why do you think? Why would you say that it's highly deceptive?
Because I don't think that's what he means.
He didn't mean it to be in the plural?
That's correct.
So you think he meant it to be singular, answer, rather than answers?
No, sir.
Oh.
I think he's missing an apostrophe.
The answers possessive. The answers. Is it possible?
No, not possessive. It can always be a substitution for a letter.
Oh, I see. Oh, because it's in a poem.
Well, yeah, I guess. I don't know that much about poetry. This thing's almost driven me nuts.
Yeah, no. Because if you've ever seen, you occasionally see written in a poem or almost all of Shakespeare, you'll see the word o'er, O''er, for as a substitute
Correct.
for over. So, what's the word that's missing and represented by the apostrophe?
I don't think a word is missing. I think a letter.
Oh, I'm sorry, a letter. You're right. So what's the letter that's missing?
Well, I'll let everybody figure that out.
What
It
the
took me a
heck?
long
We
time
only
to
have a
figure
couple
it
of
out.
choices. It's got to be a vowel, right? The answer as I already know. The answer there's not a word. A E I is. The answer is, I already know. Answer, no.
Has.
You, the answer, us, already know.
Has.
Oh, what?
Has.
Here we go. Let me tell you.
Okay, go ahead.
The answer is, I already know.
How? The answer is, dash, I already know.
The answer is I.
Mm-hmm. Very.
I'm trying to find a key word.
Yeah.
So it can read, the key is I. So the key word is I. Or letter.
The letter, so is it a capitalized I?
Yes. Just like it is in the poem.
Okay. All right. Okay, so I'm going to stop you now, and here's why. Because I'm going to stay up all night thinking about this stuff, and I need my sleep. I need my beauty rest.
I've worked at this. I'm retired.
Yeah.
I've worked at this approximately 50 to 60 hours a week since last November.
Oh, damn, that's more than me.
And yeah, and I'm not sure I'm ever going to go out and look for it, but I wanted to throw that out to your community and to your listeners and let them work with that, see what they come up with.
All right, well, that's a good start. That'll keep them busy. It's certainly going to keep me up for a couple of nights. All right, sir, thanks for calling in. We enjoyed your call, and feel free in the future when you come up with these interesting ideas to give us a call and share them with the community.
You are very, very welcome. Have a great evening.
You too. Thanks.
Just so you know, I have a remark here from Paladin.
Paladin? Wait. Paladin?
Paladin's in the room.
What the? Did I not? Oh.
A soldier of fortune is the man called Paladin.
Paladin.
Paladin, this is a pet crow. Somebody who called us today has a pet crow, and he sent us a picture of it.
His name is Mickey. Oh, wait, hold on. Hey, you've reached Toby and Shelley. What's your name? Where are you calling from? And what's your observation?
Hi, Toby. This is Candy from Nevada.
Hi, Candy. How are you doing?
And I'm good. I was just listening to the gentleman on there, and I just wanted to make a quick comment that we have property outside of where I live in Gardnerville. There's a subdivision, and it's owned by the Indian. It's Indian land, but you can buy a house on there with a 99-year lease. It's the same kind of a thing that he was talking about, only it's on
tribal
Indian
property.
tribe land.
Wow.
So that's all. Wanted to comment on that.
So,
and it's a 99-year lease. So
do you ever own? So the big question I'd have for both these situations is, does the person who leases the land ever own the land?
no, not on this particular Indian land. It's leased from the Indians. It's an 99-year lease. You own the house when you live on it. You
Right.
own the building,
Right.
and you live there for 99 years.
Right, but you never actually own the land. So let me just ask let me ask you your thoughts on this. Let's say I leased a piece of property from the Native Americans in this situation that you described, and I built a cabin in there. One day I decide I want to bury a jar filled with $100 bills in my backyard, and I bury it. And then I pass away. Who owns that jar with $100 in it? I mean, $100 bills.
Well, I'm not a lawyer.
Yeah.
So I can't answer that. But I imagine if you had the house and knew it was there, you could dig it up.
Yeah.
But if you dug it up, I guess it would be yours. If you didn't, you know what I mean? I don't know.
That's somewhere in the lease. My guess is it would belong to the tribe that signed the other side of that lease.
I don't know, because the meaning I get is the property is yours. Say it's on an acre. You can do whatever you want with the land. If you want to build a garden, if you want to build something, you can do what you want with the land. So I would imagine if you just buried something that shallow, that would belong to you. That would be yours.
Yeah.
That's my understanding.
Well, see,
It's yours for 99 years. Land.
I'm agreeing with Redneck Express. The person who owns the title owns it.
The right to the land.
Yeah. Yeah.
For 99 years. The house and the land it sits on. It's yours for 99 years. Now, it's currently being in court right now. There's a big battle over this 99-year lease because the people that own these houses there don't want to do that. You know, there's some people that have been on there for so many years already, and there's a big battle going on now about whether it's legal or not. They can do that. They're trying to get rid of this 99-year. You know, they're fighting with the Native Americans over that right now.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, they're going to lose.
But that's new here. So, you know, they do have leases, and also I have some friends at Tahoe that lease National Forest land. They have a packing station up there, and they've leased that for 99 years, and it's been in their family now for 40 or 50 years that I know of.
Yeah, it's pretty funny how fast
They open
that
it-
99 years comes around.
Pardon?
It's pretty interesting how fast that 99 years comes around.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Their family has died and passed it on to them, and now their kids are taking it over. So it's been a pack station. It's been for years. It's on around the Emerald Bay area in Lake Tahoe. But that's a forest land. You know, that's pretty well known up there that you can lease the property
Right.
for different things. There's also on the lakeside there's a boat launch and a restaurant and I forgot what you call it.
All leased from the tribes.
Yeah, it's right on Tahoe, and it's leased from the Forest Service.
Oh, dang
And there
interesting.
are several.
I had just never heard this before. I mean, not that I
Yeah, there are several riding stables at Tahoe that are leased from the Forest Service. They rent horses and they take them on trail rides.
Well, an interesting thing. I'm just going to have to look at this just because I didn't know this was a possibility and see whether or not it fits into the treasure hunt. Not that I'm looking for it, but more things to keep me up at night.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It makes things more interesting.
Yeah, it does. Candy, thanks for calling in tonight. We appreciate it, and thanks for adding to the conversation.
Oh, you're welcome. I enjoy it. Thank you.
Have a good evening.
Bye-bye.
So I want to address a question that came up in the room. Pizza Smashing Irish. Anyone know where I can get a good pizza in Santa Fe? There is a pizza place right across the street from the Iglesia San Miguel, St. Michael's Church, where I used to sing in the choir. I can't remember that. Is it the upper crust? The upper crust pizza?
Maybe.
Good pizza there. But maybe people in the room or in Santa Fe remember the name of it. Hey, you've reached Toby and Shelley. What's your name? Where are you calling from? And what's your observation? Hola. Oops. My observation is that
my hanging up
I
button.
observed that I'm hanging up.
Brian Eagle says upper crust.
Let's see.
So that must be right.
Upper crust. Yeah, the upper crust pizza right next to the oldest church in America, St. Michael's High School. And if you go in there,
is a church?
I'm sorry, St. Michael's Church. Right next to it used to be St. Michael's High School, where I went to high school at. But I was in the choir at St. Michael's High School, and I used to sing in that church with a voice that was so...
Everybody says, sing, don't sing,
It
don't
was
sing.
so beautiful, the angels cried. That's how beautiful my voice was.
They cried?
Yeah.
Right.
Hey, you've reached Toby and Shelley. Thanks for calling in. What's your name, where are you calling from, and what's your observation? Hello. Oh, it's the same person.
Hello?
Hi.
Sophie?
Is this Sophie?
You know, my brother's not here.
Wait, what?
Her brother's not there.
Is this Sophie?
It's only me and Bo and Andy.
Uh-huh. Is this Sophie? Is Bo your uncle?
No.
Oh, who are you then?
No, Bo's my friend.
Oh, friend.
Oh, Bo's your friend. Well, thank you very much for calling in. How are you doing? Oh, I see. He doesn't want to talk. She's having trouble with the delay. Oh, Sophie called back. I'm sorry. Bo, tell her about the delay, that there's a delay between the conversation. What an adorable voice. Now that's angelic.
More than you, yeah. But then so much.
That was a very devilish laugh.
What? I learned it from you.
You're not an angel.
That's a phone call.
Oh, okay. Maybe it's... Oh, this is somebody different. Hang on. Hey, you've reached Toby and Shelley. What's your name? Where are you calling from? And what's your observation? And don't feel bad that you're not Sophie. I'm sorry. I didn't make that sound so bad.
No problem. Hi. Yeah, my name is David. I'm from Florida.
Yeah.
Kind of new to this whole thing. I kind of just stumbled upon this a couple of weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
So forgive me if this has already been brought up. But I just... Something about the poem kind of caught my attention right off the bat.
Okay.
It's probably nothing, but the line that says, so hear me all and listen good, it just didn't sound right. I just don't think that's proper English, and I know that doesn't really matter, but to me it should say, so hear me all and listen well. So it led me right to thinking maybe possibly it's in a well, and I understand it's an 80-year-old man and it would be hard to get 42 pounds down a well, but just there's more things that kind of lead me this direction. So, and it's not really in a great order or anything like that, but so when he says if you've been wise and found the blaze, look quickly down, to me that says look down a hole, look down a well. Also about your drawing nigh, the end is ever drawing nigh. I know a lot of people say nigh means left, but what if it means drawing up a rope or something to that effect? Heavy loads and water high, same thing. There could be water at the bottom of the well, and I'm not saying it's in the water, and I'm not saying you have to climb down a well. That's kind of crazy, but what if it's hanging somehow or on a ledge near a well or like an abandoned old well that could be flush with the ground so it's hard to see? I don't know. All those things kind of prey on my mind. That line, listen good, just doesn't sound correct to me.
No, well, you're right, and it has been brought out before this that it isn't necessarily good English, but he will tell you.
But it rhymes with wood.
Yeah, but it rhymes with wood, and he'll tell you that he's okay with making mistakes. But I think an even more important issue that you have to deal with is he's told us that the first clue in the poem is begin it where warm waters halt, that there are 9 clues and that they are in consecutive order in the poem. By the time you get down to where you're describing, I think you will have run out of clues. So I think, well, I'm putting my opinion on so what I think you need to do, since you're new to this, and I can only make a recommendation, is begin it where warm waters halt, which he's told us is the first clue, to where you're ending up. And there's 9 clues in there, and they're consecutive.
Sure.
So,
Sure.
I am really, so you've only been at this for a couple of weeks, you said?
Yeah, I just kind of stumbled upon it. I don't even remember how, to be quite honest with you, at this point. But I'm sure I'm doing the same thing as everybody else. It really consumed me for since then, kind of. I ordered the book. I haven't read it quite yet. It's supposed to be delivered tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
But, I instantly started looking at maps, and I started just taking the poem, and I was like, oh, well, Eagle Nest is this dam, and then I read that there's no dam. And at first, I just had that and I'm sure you guys all have gone through it, I immediately thought, this is it. I don't know how people don't see it. There's a dam. It's the warm water turns to trout water, and then I was convinced, and then I started reading all these things and listening to all these things and going back through YouTube, and now I think I don't bring anything to the fight, to be honest with you. I'm probably not going to even pursue this, because if you guys haven't found it, then I'm sure I'm not going to. That's the way I feel.
No, don't do that, because my thinking, I think, so I'm 70 years old, and literally 7 years ago went through exactly the same set of steps that you went through. Read the book, decided where it was, realized well, I don't understand why anybody else hasn't found this already. Went and looked, and of course had that first boots on the ground experience where you underestimate the size of the problem. We all go through that, so don't feel bad about it. What I think it's going to take is some new and original thinking that hasn't been biased by what we've already, if someone were to come to me right now, someone young were to come to me and say, I'm interested in reading, in finding the treasure, I would give them the same advice that Fenn would give them. That is, read the poem, read the book, read the poem, read the book some more, read the poem some more, and then come up with a solution of your own, a theory of your own. Because my impression is that the more time we spend discussing this amongst ourselves, the more confusing it gets. And so what you have to do, go back, and I've recently done this for myself, and that is I've gone back and I'm not letting anything but the book and the poem influence my thinking. And that's how I came, just recently came up with the idea that if we limit ourselves to the 9 clues that begin at where warm waters halt and end with look quickly down your quest to cease, we're ignoring 60% of the poem. So that's where I'm starting. Right. But it's going to take a youthful, interesting mind to ignore everything that's been written or produced or put on YouTube and just look at the book and the poem and ignore everything else.
Sounds good. Thanks for the advice. I appreciate it.
My pleasure. You have a good time and good luck with your search.
Okay, take care, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye.
So I see Zozo Rocks joined the room.
What, Zozo?
As we wind on down the road, our shadows traveling our soul.
You know what? I wish my hair was longer like back in the old days just so I could do that. Okay, we're going to turn off the phone because...
Hairography.
Yeah. Okay, phone lines are... Wait, I know. I've got a minute.
Linda Stark. One of the Stark family is here.
Linda Stark? I love Tony Stark.
Westeros.
Wait, where's my...
North.
What was the name of the one? Closed phone lines.
Maybe we should just take some time off from each other. It's not you, it's me. It's what I'm going through.
Now wait a minute, just hold on.
Bye-bye.
Is this a fake hang-up?
So, no Lewis, no Joe Treasure Hunter, no
Alternate
George?
reality was asking about Lewis.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He didn't call tonight. So maybe we scared him away last time. But we did get a call from Sophie. Bo, we've turned the phone on. But tell Sophie to...
show us pics of your younger days with long hair
on Friday, please.
Long
I think
hair?
I have
long hair.
The longest I have a picture of is a photo of when I was returning to Vietnam the last time, and I let my hair grow out. That's the only picture I have. I wasn't the cutest of the 4 children, so I didn't get a lot of pictures.
He was the picture taker, not the picture beer.
There's a lot of pictures of my brothers and my sisters, but there aren't many of me for some reason.
What's your question, Jonah 1777?
Where Jonah has a question. So yeah, ask, we'll respond. So what's the rest of the week like?
Well, later tonight, I'm going to put the link to my new page, my member vault, in the description box below this video. So look for that later tonight after it gets done processing, right?
I would do it in the comments. Do it in the comments and pin it to the top of the comments.
All right, we'll do that. Put it in the comments.
Yeah.
And then you can just click on the link and go there. So that will happen. And then Friday at 1 o'clock, we will have our Fentrospection hour from 1 to 2 o'clock Mountain Time. I don't know. Do we have a topic for that?
We're going to talk about the word trove.
Trove. We're troving it up on Friday.
We're troving it up on Friday. We're going to trove you to death, baby.
And then on Friday night at 7 o'clock p.m., it's our big show of the week, Friday Fandango. So don't miss that. 7 till 9 p.m. Friday night. And then Saturday, the very next day, we will be appearing on the K-Pro Cow Lasers Marathon Chat Show from 2 till 3 in the afternoon
Our
Mountain
time,
Time, which would be, figure that out on your own, what time that is. And that's going to be for the rest of the week.
Is that it?
That's not enough?
Oh, well, I mean, I guess we could have one. So I will not be wearing a tie. I'll be casual on Saturday.
Yeah.
So, and you know what we had to figure out? Can they hear our phone lines, I wonder?
You mean K-Pro and Cal lasers?
Yeah, if they're doing the Zoom.
If you did the Zoom in the past, didn't you?
I did the Zoom in the past, but I didn't know if...
but you would set it up. I don't know. We can give it a shot.
We need to find out. Maybe Mike and I can get together tomorrow and figure it out. See if we can... You'll have to call.
So listen up, Buster, and listen up good. Stop wishing for bad luck and knocking on wood.
John Prine.
Interesting. I guess that's where he thinks that maybe he heard that and came from it. Yes, so Zoe, there's going to be a marathon chat show. It's going to be on Cal Laser's channel?
Yeah, on Cal Lazar's, on my colleague's channel. Go ahead.
And that's going to be from noon until 9 p.m. Pacific time, so that's 1 until 10 p.m. Mountain time.
Yeah, Mike lives in Las Vegas, and they're on Pacific time, so they're going to be doing it from there. K-Pro is going to be on, and they've invited a number of people to join them via Zoom, so you're going to see a bunch of different FenTuber personalities joining, and maybe not even FenTuber. I'm sure maybe you'll see Davio again, because Davio's been on their show before that.
So yeah, if you
so they asked us if we'd like to join, and we thought, yeah, that would be fun.
We'll be on for an hour on Saturday. We'll have a little party time.
So says my phone battery will not last.
Not for that 9 hours.
Extension cord brick. Okay, "Have gun will travel" reads a chord of a man. I have to tell you, Paladin, when I was growing up, Paladin was literally my hero. I didn't have, like superheroes like Tony Stark and things like that. Paladin was my hero.
Oh, I just want to mention, for those of you who missed the beginning of the show, that I announced that I am creating a membership site on Member Vault for those of you who were interested in the softer side and the materials that we put out as the softer side. And we're also going to have an exclusive for men only group called the Tool Shed, and I will be putting that link in the comments below this video. So if you would like to know more about that, just click on the link and check it out.
And the good news is you won't see me on that channel.
Yeah, you will.
Why?
Because I'm using our YouTube videos in the free content area.
Oh, okay.
So then
the softer side YouTube videos?
Yeah.
Oh, you will see me on the channel, but not live. Your conversation is going to be with her.
That's true.
Okay, so voicemails have already dropped since we turned off the phones. We've got emails already in, so we got a lot of stuff to do on Friday night.
Yep.
And call-ins as usual. So keep calling with those ideas. There's new and fresh ideas that, no matter how ridiculous they sound, they can't be any more ridiculous than some of the theories I've espoused. Bo says, "Good night, y'all, from me and Sophie." Good night, Sophie. Sleep well. Sweet dreams. All right.
Tools as in skills and tools and things you use to fix things.
And
well, you get down the fiddle and you get down the bow. Kick off your shoes and you throw them on the floor. Dance in the kitchen till the morning light.
Thank you so much for being here tonight, for all your great questions, comments, and super chats. And for a Gypsy's Kiss Humpday Hoedown, I'm Shelley Carney.
Yonder come a kinfolk in the moonlight, Louisiana Saturday night. Well,
and I'm Toby Younis. Thanks for joining us tonight. A special thanks to Sophie. We're glad you could be with us tonight, Sophie. Hope you enjoyed the show. And we'll see you guys again on Friday, and then again Friday afternoon, Friday night, and then Saturday. So join us then.